What's up, Sandwich Mass? I'm Tom Hagan.
And I'm Sam Maroney. This is Sandwich Nightly Entertainment.
And we got a couple fresh news segments coming at you this week. We're going to start you off with Live Witness News. It's a hilarious segment done by my boy, Sam Maroney, his team, Greg McGaffigan, and Jalen Lopes.
Alright guys, what we basically did was test our Sandwich Blue Knights education on the school that we go to.
We did this with fake questions to see how they would react.
This is Live Witness News by Jalen Lopes, Samson Maroney, and Greg McGaffigan. Live Witness News is basically a scheme where we cook up some fake questions and see how people will try and pretend like they know what they're talking about and answer, or they'll answer truthfully with they don't know or that's not true. So we asked a couple students and faculty these questions we cooked up, and here's some clips.
Please enjoy the video.
How you doing today?
I'm doing good. About yourself?
I'm doing good, thanks. Nice to see you again.
Good to see you.
So we just have a couple questions about what's going on at Sandwich High School, a little bit more about sports, but some other things too. And so our first question of the day is, what is your opinion on the varsity football team's undefeated season so far?
What's your thoughts on the varsity football team's undefeated season so far? So what's your thoughts on the varsity football team's undefeated season thus far?
They don't know. They don't know. They don't know.
They don't know?
They don't know
they're undefeated, or they...
They don't know.
Okay.
They have one loss. Actually, 2 losses. They're 2-2.
Yeah, that didn't happen.
They've lost 2 games, haven't they?
No, they're undefeated.
Alright.
What's your prediction on how the field hockey team season will go without their former lead scorer, Megan Hafferty?
Megan Hafferty, that's a big loss, I guess, for the field hockey team. A lot of younger players, though, they'll be coming up from JV, so they've already learned how to play.
So you agree with Megan Hafferty's Seals?
No, yeah, I definitely agree with that, but I do think that they have more people to fill the roles that have been left from last year.
I think Caroline McKenna is way more of a loss, to be honest.
So you think Megan Hafferty wasn't really a big deal?
Not an impact player at all. Is this multiple choice? Who's on the field hockey team?
Megan Hafferty.
What she was.
She was a senior last year. She just
got Anna, and she's bullied. I think
I heard Zoe Clarkin's making moves out there.
I heard, yeah.
So do you think they'll bounce back without Megan Hafferty?
I think so, yeah.
Do either one of you know Megan Hafferty?
No, I've never heard of her.
You never heard of her? Have you heard of her?
I don't know who she is.
A lot of people have said they don't know who she is.
I don't really think she's a real person, to be honest.
She was a top scorer.
Oh.
So this is awkward.
Are you sure she was real?
100%. So this is awkward for you.
It's news for me.
You just said that on video.
All right, one last question for you. The auditorium bathroom, are you familiar with it?
I am familiar with that.
They are turning it into a number 2 only bathroom.
I don't like that at all. I suggest bad move.
Can I ask your opinion on that? Why do you feel you don't like it?
Because I feel like the bathroom shouldn't just be a number 2 only bathroom.
What?
Auditorium bathroom. They're thinking no one goes pee in the auditorium bathroom, or excuse me, number 1. So they're just thinking, let's flip it all, put some more regular bathroom in there, bathroom stalls.
I think that's a bit ridiculous. But either way, you can still use the bathroom for the purpose of number 1. Even if you have, it's still a toilet.
I feel like it's a bad idea.
A bad idea?
When I go in there and it's not a number 2, it's just a number 1, you know what I'm saying? And you want to make it real quick, you gotta get back to class, you gotta test or something. I don't want to have to go in, shut the door, no one sits.
No one sits.
So.
It's not the worst idea in the world, but I don't see why they have to take the urinals out.
Have you went number 2 in that bathroom?
Absolutely, every day, all the time.
Everybody has gone number 2
Everyone
in that
has gone in that bathroom.
I bet you it's got to be for safety reasons, probably, Sam, especially with some issues that have gone on in the auditorium recently. So I bet you the protocols are probably being set for safety issues, probably stuff that's trying to manage that, especially that area of the school. It's a little tough down there.
And we're back.
And no, you're not crazy. We did switch seats.
For our next segment, we have Prank It Forward with Ben Phillips, Jay Carter, and Eric McIntyre.
And on a side note, Sandwich Blue Knight Basketball has started open gyms every Tuesday and Thursday at 5:30.
Prank It Forward is a show where we do funny, kind pranks to people who deserve it.
This week on Prank It Forward, we decided to prank Scott Childress, our broadcasting teacher.
We're going to be doing this as a regular thing, so stay tuned. How you doing, guys? My name is Eric McIntyre. On camera, that's Jay Carter. This is episode 1 of our show, Prank It Forward. In the beginning of our show, we're going to prank Mr. Childress. So hopefully, let's see how it goes.
Dude, you goody?
Gosh.
Hi, I'm Sarah Sutton, and I'm a junior at Sandwich High School, and I'm going to talk about Mr. Childress.
Hi, my name is Martha Martin, and I am an English teacher here at Sandwich High School, and I'm also the English department chair. And I've been working here at Sandwich High School in the English department for many, many years, a lot of years. Probably as many years as you are old, and more than you've been alive.
Hi, my name is TJ Carnes.
So how do you know Mr. Childress?
Personally, I met him in 10th grade English because I asked him if I could use the green screen room for a project, and that worked out really well. And then ever since then, he lets me work in there and work on my projects, and he helps me with the green screen and gives me advice on filming.
I actually hired Mr. Childress to become a member of our English department. He interviewed for a position, and what really caught our eye on his resume and why we called him in, other than his experience and his background, was his broadcast background. Because we needed a broadcast teacher. We had lost the person that we had to fill that position, and so that was something that really caught our eye. But some other things caught our eye as well. He had a really varied background. He had taught, which I liked. He had some experience, but he had been in the military and he had done some travel. So he just seemed like an interesting person, and I like to have the department filled with people who have interesting backgrounds and varied backgrounds, so students can find connections with as many teachers as possible, but at least someone. So, and I thought he might be that person.
Mr. Childress was my sophomore year English teacher, great guy, he's in the Marines, and just had a lot of funny stories.
Now, what makes him such a great teacher that he is now? Think about Mr. Childress.
He's really helpful, and he helps me figure out how to cut and paste videos and add audio, so it works out really nicely.
He's very smart. He's very intelligent. He knows a lot about a lot of different subjects. He's had a lot of life experience. But I think he also connects with students really well. He's pretty tolerant of behavior, I've noticed, which I think is very good, because I think some students really succeed in his classroom because of his openness and his tolerance for kind of a more casual atmosphere.
You know, he's a great guy, he's in the Marines, and he tells a lot of funny stories.
From other kids, what did you hear about Mr. Childress?
That he's a really good guy, and he's always willing to help out, and he anything, you can ask him anything and he'll be able to help you.
He's cool. Childress, they call him Childress, and he's cool.
I heard that he's a great guy, he was in the Marines, and he says a lot of funny stories.
Now, in one word, what would you describe Mr. Childress?
Really enthusiastic, because he loves working with videos and just helping out the kids.
Great. What would the sentence be after that?
Great guy who was in the Marines and says a lot of funny stories.
Thanks, guys. I think that was a really cool segment. Wouldn't you agree, Tom?
I definitely would. Very cool. And speaking of cool, that brings us to our next segment, How to Be Cool, with Joey Boudreau, Maddie Maciel, and Cole Tobin. Great guys.
You know, have you ever wondered how to be cool?
I haven't. I am cool.
For those of you who aren't cool, check out our video.
Hey, Squid! How are we?
How are Squee? That's insane.
These are all phrases the kids use nowadays. They think they are cool. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, I would just like to know, how did we arrive to these terms nowadays?
I have no idea.
How are squee? Now, why do we say squee instead of we?
Is this proper English? No, I don't think so.
I think it was derived from the Germans.
The Germans may have brought it over the Pacific. I think so.
Yeah. Well, we need all the information we can. We've interviewed Mr. Thomas Megan.
Yes, we have Tommy Megan. Great examples.
His most interesting piece, in my opinion, is for the last time, I don't want any of your porridge.
I don't want any of your porridge. Now, what do you think this means, Cole?
Well, I think he's just been offered porridge so many times, and he just got fed up with it.
Now, the fairy tale with the bears and animals.
The bears and the porridge.
I don't want any of your porridge.
I don't.
Now,
for the last time! No! I don't want any of your porridge!
Good.
Anyways, the kids have been talking how to be cool in a sense of your personal beliefs. And I heard from not a kid, but a very hip adult. His name is Mr. Rodriguez, very hip and cool. He says that you must be yourself and not be a phony, and that's very cool.
When you say be a phony, do you mean you not being a phone?
No. Being a phony means to be who you aren't. You know, be a pretend person. That's just silly and not cool.
To me, somebody who's cool is somebody who's themselves, and especially now that I'm kind of out of high school and college, somebody who is, genuine, responsible, and is themselves really. I don't want to be friends with somebody who I think might be phony or might be fake. So just gotta be yourself, I think.
It's good. It's just a slight. Right.
good grades. Now that is the topic we want to talk about today. National Honor Society, clubs. Get involved with the school.
Get involved.
Core values.
See? And being part of teams, clubs, all makes you cool.
What's up? I'm Rob, and this is How to Be Cool. You gotta get good grades, don't forget about that. And you gotta join the National Honor Society, and always buckle up.
Hello. Another interesting thing that occurred to me yesterday on my walk in the park, I saw these two young men, very cool individuals if I must say, and they did some sort of handshake that I've never seen before. And it must be cool because I've seen others do it.
Can you walk us through it?
I can walk you through it. So they said, hello, and then they went like this, and then they went like this, and they grabbed, and then they went like this, and they closed the fingers, and they gave them a little point.
Do you shoot like a gun?
You know what?
Yes.
That's a dangerous handshake, and I think that's why it's big these days.
Very cool.
Dangerous video games.
Very out there.
Yep.
Very
First try. That was a terrific segment. Thank you, gentlemen. Now to move on, have you ever wondered if you're truly a U.S. citizen?
I know I have many times. And this next weekly segment that we have brought at you today by Jameson Botafogo and Alex Pimentel and their other team member, Ben Nobley, is called U.S. Citizen Test. I'm going to pass it over to them to explain.
We asked 10 people 10 of the 100 questions on the United States Citizens Test and see how they do.
The answers may surprise you.
Understand your sons and your daughters are beyond your command.
So Wilson,
Are you an American citizen?
I believe so, I am.
Alright, so we're going to give you the citizenship test to see how you'll do.
Alright.
What do we show loyalty to when we say the Pledge of Allegiance?
Flag.
Our country.
People that serve this country.
Our country.
To the flag, United States, anybody overseas?
Loyal to the country of the United States.
To our country.
The American flag.
We show loyalty to America and to the principles that founded this great nation.
The flag.
To the flag of the United States?
Who lived in America before the Europeans arrived?
Native Americans.
Wait, doing that? I have no idea.
Native Americans?
Native Americans.
There were Indians here.
The Native Americans.
Columbus, maybe? Pilgrims?
Before they, well, Native Americans and some.
Europeans arrived.
The Native Americans.
Who lived in America before the Europeans arrived?
The native people, the Indians, I guess.
Do you want me to name all the tribes?
No, just who?
Just who lived here?
Yes.
Native Americans.
When was the Constitution written?
1776.
1745, maybe? 2015.
Constitution was written in the 1700s at the
Can you give me
Constitutional Convention.
some kind of exact date?
Could have been around 1776.
I have no clue. No idea.
Written? 1786.
The Constitution was written or ratified?
Written.
Written?
Yes.
In the summer of 1787.
What did Susan B. Anthony do?
I have no idea.
Okay. She stood up for women's rights.
What did Susan B. Anthony do?
Pretty sure she made the first American flag. I feel like that could be a different lady.
What did Susan B. Anthony do in her lifetime?
That I don't know.
Susan B. Anthony do?
What? I don't know. Who was that? I don't know.
Susan B. Anthony, I believe, made the first American flag.
Susan B. Anthony, she fought for women's rights.
No idea.
She was a women suffragette. She fought for women's right to vote.
President Eisenhower was a general in what war before he was president?
World War II.
The Civil War?
War II, I believe.
World War II.
Vietnam War.
General in.
World War II.
No idea. What war before?
World War II.
In which war?
World War II.
Before he was president.
A general? In which war?
Yes.
World War II.
How many amendments does the Constitution have?
I would like to say 10.
You should have.
10.
16.
10.
Believe there are 27 constitutional amendments.
21, 22.
20 something.
20 what?
2.
You should have.
27.
Have.
Currently?
Yes.
27.
both the president and vice president can no longer serve, who then becomes president?
Speaker of the House.
Governor? Mayor? Vice President?
I'm gonna say Secretary of State.
Think Secretary of State.
Secretary of State?
I believe it is the Speaker of the House.
President. The Speaker of the House.
Speaker of the House.
President.
That would be the Speaker of the House of Representatives.
Who is Chief Justice in the United States right now?
I have no idea. Please pass on that one.
No idea.
No idea?
I couldn't even.
I have no idea.
That I don't.
Don't know. I hate this.
Chief Justice Roberts.
I don't know. That's Scully or something, right?
I have no idea.
That is Chief Justice John Roberts.
When is the last possible date to send in your federal tax reform returns?
January 31st.
April 23rd.
September 3rd.
April 15th.
April 14th.
The deadline is April 15th.
Labor Day?
November 2nd.
I'm going to say April 1st.
Returns.
April 15th.
How many justices are on the Supreme Court?
3.
3?
6.
I want to say 9.
I don't know.
There are 9 justices to ensure an odd number.
47. 14.
9.
There are currently 9 justices on the Supreme Court.
So Caroline, how did you think you did on this test?
Out of 10 questions, I probably maybe got 3.
So you were close. You got 2 out of 10 right.
Okay.
It's been a common. So Rob, how did you think you did on this test?
God awful. Garbage.
You got 2 out of 10 right.
I'm not an American citizen, I guess, so.
How well do you think you did on this test?
3 out of 10.
Well, you got a 5 out of 10.
You only got 2 out of 10 right.
Right, you got 8 out of 10 correct. So, Bissell, how well do you think you did?
Not too well, but I am an American. You got 1 out of 10 correct.
So Carl, how did you think you did on this test?
I think I got around half right.
Around half?
Yeah, probably.
You got 6 out of 10 right.
Alright, how did you think you did on the test?
Probably like a 5 or 6.
You got a 7.5.
This is on.
So, how did you think you did?
I think I performed to meet above expectations.
Okay, well, you got a perfect 10 out of 10. You're the first one. Congratulations. You are a true American citizen.
Thank you very much.
60%?
Yeah.
You didn't quite get 60%, but you did do better than your sister. You got 4 out of 10.
Alright, that's pretty disappointing. Kind of mad at myself on that.
Yeah, so.
Come gather round, people, wherever you roam, and admit that the waters around you have grown and
Thanks, guys.
For our next segment, we have technology at the Sandwich High School and STEM Academy.
That's brought to you by Alex Rodriguez, Josh Decker, and Sugar Ray!
Thank you. We have asked students here at Sandwich High School about technology integrated into their curriculum and what they think about it. We have some interesting answers for you. Let's check it out.
Technology has improved our way of life through the years. A school here in Sandwich, Massachusetts has been trying to integrate more technology into their curriculum. We asked students here at SHS and STEM what technology they use.
I use my phone and sometimes my Mac at home.
During the day at school, we use our Chromebooks.
Well, I use a Chromebook for school, and I use my cell phone a lot.
iPhones, iPads, MacBooks, and such.
I use the Chromebooks that Sandwich has provided us.
I use Chromebooks, iPhone,
My iPad.
We got my iPhone 4. I had an iPad.
Phone, my laptop, television, a lot. I don't know. 5 hours, which is not very good.
Roughly like 4 hours.
Like pretty much the whole day, I guess.
Maybe like 1 hour a day.
Around 3 hours a day, maybe less.
All the time.
I'd probably say 4 to 5 hours, honestly. Apple is my favorite.
Probably like Apple.
Apple.
I right now use Apple, but I believe Galaxy is better.
Apple. Makes it faster because we use our Chromebooks for homework and it's easy to upload and download the material. So, especially with the Chromebooks, that helps.
I think it's good, better. I mean, using one of the Chromebooks that they give us, I think is really good, helpful, instead of like a textbook.
I mean, I was having a pretty good time with my iPad till it broke, so. And I was doing pretty well with that. I wrote some mean essays on that.
The students here at SHS enjoy the new technology. Over the years, technology has improved the way of human life. For these students here at SHS, it has changed the way they learn. Technology is starting to shape this school and our future. Hopefully other schools will incorporate more technology into their curriculum. I'm Alex, and see you next time.
Thanks, guys. Man, Decker's handsome.
Couldn't agree more. Now it's about time to move on to your segment, Tom.
24 questions, yeah, I mean, it's a great segment, but let me finish telling you about it with my team!
So we interviewed some of our closest friends and faculty about some random questions, and we wanted to know what their response was.
Hope you enjoy.
I'm here with Nick Abbott, one of my good pals. He's also a large cup of coffee. What do you want to be when you're older, Nick?
Dad.
Blonde or brunette?
Blonde.
All right, Nick, so there's been a lot of talk going around that you got a pretty good kick, huh? On the football team, so I got a real question for you. Who's a better kicker, honestly, you or Jake Carter?
I think Jake's more consistent, but I think I got a farther boot.
Overall, your attributes are higher, is what you're trying to say. You heard it here first, Jake. All right, Nick, just one last question for you here. I just want to know what your opinion is on Aaron Pazerski.
I can't answer this.
I'm here with my boy Andrew Galanek, a.k.a. Droid, a.k.a. 5 Little Acorn, a.k.a. Jeep Liberty, a.k.a. my boy. All right, Droid, I'm going to start you off here today. Just what size shoe are you? I'm just curious.
Oh, size shoe? I'm a size 14 men's.
Freaky.
Yeah, it's tough to find sneakers.
All right, Droid, so I know you're an avid gamer and deep into the Xbox game. FIFA or Chill?
FIFA.
FIFA, really?
Picked up FIFA 16.
Wow.
Xbox One.
Statement.
Unreal.
All right, so Droid, why are you so lengthy? Like, some people have told me that they thought you were a highway at first glance.
Oh, a highway? It's an honest mistake. I don't know, just in the gene pool. Ben Gal's got it too. Just lean, lengthy.
BG, it's my boy in the camera right there. Hey, was squeak. All right, Droid, would you eat a worm for $50?
A worm? How big's the worm?
Like a nightcrawler.
No, not 50. I need at least 2 bills for that.
Two Beanos? All right, Droid. So, we all know stud basketball player, as well as stud soccer player, but you've had a few coaches, and I just want to know, Coach Alfredo Alvarenga or Coach Dennis Green?
Ooh, Coach Alfredo, great guy. Alfredo's Army. Can't go wrong.
Gang. All right, Droid. To wrap you up here today, I have one question that we've all been wondering for a long time. Are you going to marry Katie Hughes?
No.
All right, I'm here with a longtime great friend of mine, Rob Lennox. All right, Rob, I know you're a very good football player. All right, Rob, were you born with a beard?
Yeah, it popped out, and Jane was like, look at that kid's beard, and the doctor was like, that's better than my beard, so I just decided to keep the beard and just let it grow.
Wow. Rob, Dunkin's or Starbucks?
Dunkin' all day.
Would you rather hang out with your girlfriend or play hockey? This is on TV.
I'd rather play hockey.
I know you're one of the smartest people I've ever met. I just want to ask you, what is your GPA?
2.0, baby.
I'm here with our principal and the best administrator at the school, Mr. Hill.
Assistant principal, don't do that to me.
What car do you drive?
I drive a Sierra GMC 1500 right now.
Would you rather work with STEM or high school students?
Yes. The
We're
answer
here
is-
with good old Sean Parker. We call him Pork. Sean, what type of salad do you consider yourself?
Oh no. Chicken, fried bacon, sprinkled ice cream, melted all over that salad, you know. Something real fat like.
Alrighty. Sean, when was your last haircut?
I don't think time was recorded back then.
Okay. Sean, have you ever worn a tie?
Yes, I have.
You have?
Yeah.
When was the last time?
A job interview.
For what job?
PA.
That's good. I'm here with one of my longtime best friends, Vinny Petraka.
Good to be here.
All right, Vinny. So if you were a fruit, what would you be?
That's a good one. I'd have to say a watermelon, just because how good is watermelon? It's the truest thing I've ever heard.
This question I kind of already know the answer to, but Megan or McNally?
That's fun. You know, McNally's my boy, 3-4, that's the truth, but for all intents and purposes, right now it's me.
That's all right. To wrap up my boy Vinny Petraka today, I got one last question for him. Vinny, what is your opinion on Hope Cloud?
I think she's a great girl. As you consider yourself?
I consider myself Sleeves, the unknown character of Trailer Park Boys. I've lived in the trailer for 3 years now. Never been on the show once.
So unique. This question for you. Can I get a chicken noise?
And we're back. That was a great segment, Tom. Good work on that.
Thanks, Sam. And for our next segment, we're going to hop into a very interesting subject. Love this segment a lot. Hope you will too. It's called A Look into the U.S. Armed Forces, and it's done by Alex Mays, Sean Parker, Caleb Breyer, and John Perry.
Well, the topic is on the military and how life in the military is, and what benefits the military could give you if you are going to join. And also, we had a couple interviews. One was from a Navy recruiter, students who are thinking about joining the military, and some faculty members that go to the school.
Alright, so what are your thoughts on the military?
Military is a great place. I did 24 years and I learned a lot. You can learn a job and they'll teach you the right things to do. And it was a pretty good career. And you see the world, it's pretty good.
Alright, so what are your thoughts on the military? My thoughts on the military, well, ever since I was a kid, I really wanted to join, especially the Marine Corps. I think the benefits are great. Camaraderie is amazing. That's one of the biggest reasons why I want to join. It's a brotherhood. I really want to be part of it.
What are your concerns of joining the military?
Concerns with joining the military would obviously be safety for me and others, and also like safety of our nation. I'd want to protect everyone around me.
What branch did you join?
Air Force.
What type of job did you take in the Air Force?
For the first 8 years of my 24-year career, I was a police officer in the Air Force, and then the rest, 16 years, were as logistics.
What are the moral values of the U.S. military?
Well, specifically the moral values of the Navy, we live by honor, courage, and commitment. Those are our core values. So with that, everything that we do is based off honor, courage, and commitment.
What are the moral values of the U.S. military?
I would think that they're looking for recruits that would have a strong sense of civic duty, integrity, good, outstanding citizens that would represent them well.
All right. What were your concerns with joining the military?
I really had none. It's a great career. Military is not going to put you in. They're going to give you, let's put it this way, they're going to give you the equipment to protect yourself. And there was no concerns at all.
Question. What are your thoughts on the military?
It's pretty much the backbone of America. We have the biggest military in the world.
What are your concerns about the military? My biggest concern would be, financial issues would be one of my biggest concerns. I don't really have any concerns about being, I don't think that would ever be a concern for me, unless we went to some crazy war that happened. There was an issue overseas, but there's no real big issue.
What advice would you give students wanting to join the military?
Just make sure that they're able to deal with the separation from their family. Oftentimes you go even a whole year without seeing your family, so I think that's probably the hardest part. It's not like going to college and coming home at Christmas. And especially in the time of war, like we're at now, being prepared to actually be in boots on the ground over there. Put yourself there and try to imagine and make sure that you would be able to rely on your training enough to be able to handle that. I would say it's more than just physical, it's emotional too.
Why should somebody join the military as opposed to any other career? And are you able to continue your education while in the armed forces?
The military specifically, it's going to give you discipline, it's going to give you guidance, and there are a lot of educational opportunities while you're in. Specifically towards college or to further your education. Some of the benefits are you'll get the GI Bill, which is about $80,000 towards college. Everything that you do is college accredited. My specific rate, my job is electrician's rate. Within my first 6 months of being in the Navy, I got 2 years worth of college towards electrical engineering. So there are some great opportunities there.
Have you been in a fight before?
No, I have not been in a real fight. Little arguments in hockey, pretty much. That's pretty much it.
What branch would you join, and why? What roles would you fill?
I would join the Marine Corps, and what roles I would fill would be either an auto mechanic or an infantry.
What attributes do you look for in a potential recruit?
Specifically looking for attributes in the Navy, you're always expected to do community service. You're always expected to further your education. And then you're always expected to do collateral duties. So somebody that does more than just what their job is specifically, somebody that serves the community, somebody that does something more than themselves. So.
What should some recruits expect after joining the military?
Boot camp will kick your butt and be very tough, but I think once you're able to find your niche, and if you really like your MOS, just concentrate on bettering yourself and furthering your career, and then I think the biggest decision you'll have is whether you want to stay as a lifer and stay in or get out after your 4 or 5 years.
What makes you think you could fill those roles in the military?
I would definitely want to defend our country. I'd want to help fight for the cause. I think I would have a strong role. I'd be very independent and I'd want to do the best I could for everyone around me.
Great work there, boys. Love what you did with that. And on a quick side note, the school cafeteria has recently just added pizza bagels to their menu, and huge fan.
Thank you, Tom. For our next segment, we have Henry Anzola, Brendan Sullivan, and Ed McGee. We're going to be talking about wheelchair accessibility at Sandwich High School.
So basically, what our mission was to see how being in a wheelchair affected students at the high school. And what we learned was, well, very shocking.
We really wanted to let all the other students who maybe aren't handicapped know what these guys go through on a day-to-day basis. So we kind of followed around one of the students, Karina, and tried to emphasize all the different parts of her day that maybe she struggles with. And a lot of them, like Brendan said, were shocking. You know, you never really realize how tough they have it.
Hi, Ms. Grant. So today we're going to talk about wheelchairs and how about the accessibility and how they get around the school. One of the main questions is, how do you feel when you see them throughout the day, how they're navigating through the halls, like with all the people going by?
Right. Sometimes, I must say this school is very respectful because we do have actually a student that is in one full time. And when she's coming in and out of here, students open the door for her, hello. I find this high school to be really respectful of students. So I really feel like when they see people in a wheelchair, they do move out of the way and they do make room. I think we have students in this building that really respect other people's differences and rights, and I feel really positive about the school with that. I feel really much more at peace in STEM. We do have a STEM nurse, and she does have a wheelchair too. So, knowing that there is another nurse in the building has been a huge peace of mind, and that's only been my past 2 years here. I worked here for 19, so for 17 years I was the only medical personnel, but knowing that there is someone else here, because you're right, there could absolutely be two kids that collide at the same time, or there could be any number of things in a public building. So I do have her here, and we have a great athletic trainer who has one. So I do have some access and availability, which makes me feel good. Yes.
Health-related question. We've noticed, and even Ed has noticed, that when in the elevator, it's like the janitors don't really, we don't want to say they don't take care of it, but what do you think of sanitary-wise of the elevator? Have you ever been there?
I have been in the elevator with kids before. Gosh, I must say, I've never really thought about it not being clean. Sometimes it has been broken down, and I've been not aware of it, and I'm like, a kid will come tell me, like, Mrs. Grant, that wheelchair, and that can be a little frustrating. Because if one breaks down, they're on such opposite ends. And, using a wheelchair or even crutches is exhausting for kids. So that is a concern that when one breaks down, I know they try to maintain them quickly.
I'm here with Karina, my friend over here, and today we're going to be talking to you about some of the things that she goes through on a daily basis, being one of the few students at Sandwich High School that is in a wheelchair. So Karina, I want you to tell me, how do you feel supported by your student peers and teacher aides?
It's good. I think it's pretty good actually. It's good people around and stuff, and
Do they help you when you need help?
yeah, they do definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when I ask them to help me, they really do help me. So.
And what about your friends? How do they affect your school day?
They make me happy definitely. I love going to school because I get to see them a lot. So they're one of the people I like seeing a lot.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to know, what is the most stressful part of your day?
Probably getting around, when it's crowded in hallways, it's always trouble because some people can't see me and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard sometimes.
Yeah, for a tall guy like me, I might not be able to look down and see you, you know what I mean? So you would say going through the halls, navigating just class to class is probably the most stressful part?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, and do you feel that Sandwich High School does a good job of making you feel safe at school?
Yeah, actually, I love Sandwich High School. I choose to go here. I was very happy to be here.
That's great. Okay. And it's also come to my attention that in case of a fire drill, there is a certain team that's assigned to help you safely exit the school. Can you tell us a little about that?
Yeah, it's one teacher. When I'm with a teacher, I usually have to go near the balcony where when they can see me and stuff, and we wait there with a nurse too. I'm with a nurse too. So we wait there till the fire people come and say if I can come downstairs. And they usually have to, if it's like a real fire, I usually have to go into some special chair and they lift me up and I have to go down the stairs and just do that.
So it is a little bit of a process.
Yeah,
that you
it
go
is a
through.
process, but we get through it, so.
That's great. Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it.
Friend Mrs. Moore. Now, Mrs. Moore, you worked with the young leaders and the
CSD, Communication Skills Development.
Yep. So one of the big questions is, we already talked to Karina. What do you think one of her big struggles are?
Socially trying to maneuver her way around the school, like everyone else. She has a lot of problems in the hallways, almost like she's invisible. People just congregate forward, she kind of just gets stuck. Well, we haven't had a drill or gone through the whole procedure of how it's going to work. We do know that at the first fire drill that they did take the chair and bring it out. But other than that, we haven't had any instructions because I'm not on that team myself. So I think they're working it out. And
Do you think she likes it here?
I do think she likes it here, yes. She's very happy. She always has a smile on her face. She really makes the best of her day.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So we are here with the fine woodshop teacher, Mr. Coakley, and we are just going to ask him a few questions about wheelchair accessibility at Sandwich High School. So Mr. Coakley, do you have any students in your classes who are currently disabled or in a wheelchair?
No, I don't, but I do have a student that has broken his leg, his foot actually, and is on crutches.
Okay. And how does he deal with these certain situations within your class?
He sits down quite frequently. He can do some things without standing actually on the crutches.
Yeah.
But he sits down and does things. He still participates in class.
Okay. And so we have a system here at Sandwich High School just in case of emergencies, fire drills, lockdowns, etc. So do you know the system for how these kinds of things work when you have a disabled student in your classroom?
Yes, a couple of years ago we had a student that was wheelchair bound. He graduated, I believe, 2 years ago, and there was a team that was set up I was on the team to evacuate him from the building.
Okay.
Because at that time, you can't, or at any time, you can't use the elevators.
Thanks for tuning in, Sandwich Mass, and I really hope you enjoyed.
We'll see you next time on Sandwich Nightly Entertainment.